Is this fellow who let rage overcome any shred of rational thought. While his friend drives, he takes the noble position of car puncher,
Holy
hanging
crap!
out of the car window and attacking the car walls of another vehicle with his bare hands.
They are playing Mario Kart or something, okay? Don't be surprised that guy throw a banana in front of your car. Okay? Yo, what's good guys? Come here. I am back again with another embarrassing dumb ways people have died. You guys just love these kind of videos, so I am back with a part 4 of the video. Hopefully you guys can get this video early thumbs up. Really help out the channel. And part 1, 2, and 3 link will be in the description below. And yeah, let's get right in with the show.
Sometimes it really does seem like the world is getting dumber. That may be partly due to the fact that our incredible social systems of medicine, community, and welfare have effectively wiped out natural selection for us humans. But every once in a while, someone worthy of a Darwin Award removes themselves from the gene pool like a deer with a penchant for highway jogging. Join me now as I take a look at some of the most mind-bogglingly dumb ways people have died.
I love this, man. I just love it. Let's go. So excited.
Faith. In May of 2019, a car chase left a criminal in a tough spot. The Brooklyn man was wanted for a carjacking when he made his first dumb move, crashing into a police car, triggering a high-speed chase. His second, and most lasting mistake, came later, after the pursuit left him trapped between multiple pursuing police cars on the Brooklyn Bridge. Rather than hand himself over, he went with the Grand Theft Auto method. He assumed that jumping over the railing down to the ground below would allow him to escape with little more than a scratch or two. So over he went, and while he did indeed get away, he did so in a body bag.
Oh, bro, I bet this guy, he watched way too much Spider-Man movie or something. He thought he gonna jump off a bridge and shoot out a web or something and then escape like a true superhero. No, this is reality, my man. This is reality. When you jump off a bridge, you're going to either heaven or hell, okay? You're not gonna survive.
Remember your roots. There are many embarrassing ways to die, but falling victim to the wrath of a root vegetable has to be
No way.
When out on a hunting trip in 1881, British politician Sir William Payne Galloway entered the annals of ridiculous history when he slipped and fell onto a turnip. The turnip, renowned by his fellow turnips as a violent brute, caused severe internal injuries to the politician, and he died that day, age 74. Turns out vegetables aren't so good for you after all.
Yes, finally, Mom, are you watching this? Vegetables are not always good for you, okay? That's why I don't like to eat broccoli, lettuce. You know, it might kill you. You know, a guy just got killed by a turnip. I need to send this to my mom so let her know that vegetables are not always healthy and good.
Vegetables aren't so good for you after all. World's longest breath holder. I could think of better ways to spend a Saturday night than a breath holding contest, but apparently boredom was at an all-time high for a New Jersey man in August 2018. Rather than holding the competition between friends on the safety of dry land, the man decided to hold his breath underwater on Lake St. Clair in Georgia. 7 minutes passed before anyone noticed anything was wrong. And this time, the undisputed winner of the contest had fallen unconscious and drowned, proving that real winners never give up.
Wow.
Cigarette burns. Hospitals are usually safe places for treatment and recovery, but a questionable decision made by an elderly lady in Haltern am See, Germany, brought a quick end to her own treatment plan in 2018. The lady, who was wheelchair-bound from sickness, wheeled herself outside for a nice, relaxing smoke. She seemed to forget that she was wearing an oxygen ventilator, which ignited when she lit her cigarette, setting fire to the plastic upholstery of her wheelchair.
Oh my
She
God.
was engulfed in deadly flames and scorching plastic and died soon after. Everyone knows smoking's bad for your health, but usually its effects aren't so explosive.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine you're in an oxygen tank? Why would you want to smoke? You know, your lung is not that good. That's why they put you in an oxygen tank. And cigarettes, they're even worse for your lungs. So you just made the worst decision in your life. Man, people, sometimes they just lack the common sense and they just surprise me so much.
The bees. Picture this relaxing scene. You're lying down on a comfy massage table.
Oh, I
enjoying
feel it
some
in my
nice
back too.
therapeutic
Oh
music,
my
when
God.
someone forcibly stings you with multiple bees. Surprisingly, this is something people willingly go through on a regular basis, supposedly to relieve stress and muscle tension, and is a form of alternative medicine known as live bee acupuncture. All the bees that are used die in the process, but in 2018, they finally got their own revenge. You see, every time a person is stung by a bee, their chances of suffering an allergic reaction increase. But for one woman who was unaware of this fact, her reaction came as a total surprise after having the treatment so many times. The woman immediately lost consciousness following one of the stings, and soon died of a severe allergic reaction. Don't mess with bees. Nick Cage knows this, and so should you.
Wait a minute. Here's the thing, right? Bee stings, they are so freaking painful. I mean, I personally got stung by a bee. Oh my god, it's like a needle that just got burned under the fire and then it just pierced through your skin. It is so painful. People are gonna use it as a massage therapy. Would you wanna do it? Leave it in the comment section below. If I give you like $100, would you go for a bee therapy? I mean, $100. If you ask me, I'm not gonna do it. You know why? $100 is not gonna cover my hospital bill. Okay.
Escalator to heaven. You've heard of the stairway to heaven, but what about the fast track version? The only catch is, you never actually get to the top. This is the fate that met the guitar player from a heavy metal band whose name is so obscene YouTube would implode if I were to say it. A musical career dedicated to causing as much controversy as possible culminated in a rather unclimactic end when he attempted to ride his way along the rail of an escalator. He lost his balance, plummeted over the edge, and died on impact. His head struck a food court table, presumably turning some unfortunate kid's Happy Meal into a horror meal.
Yeah. Man, I'll be super freaked out if I was eating a chicken nugget, right? And I was dipping it into ketchup, and then all of a sudden, a head fell into the ketchup. I'll be like, what in the world just happened? And that guy just lay dead in front of me, motionless. Bro, you know what I will do? I will never eat another chicken nugget again. That is just bad luck.
Taking selfies to new heights. Some people go to great lengths for that perfect selfie, but apparently, these great lengths should never exceed 99 feet. The world learned this fact in 2018 when a British woman and her Australian boyfriend were found dead on a beach in Portugal. Piecing the evidence together, police concluded that the couple had been sat atop a 100-foot wall overlooking the beach when they dropped the phone they'd been snapping vacation pics on. They both reached to grab the phone, which had landed on a ledge just below them. Unfortunately, they both lost their balance and plunged the full distance to the ground below. As if to symbolize technology's inevitable takeover of the human race, the phone the couple gave their lives trying to save remained on the wall, unscathed.
God dang, that phone is probably only cost like $600, $700. Man, I will not try to save it, you know.
Trouble in the tub. We're taught from a young age that water and electricity don't mix. But for some people, this never quite sinks in. For some, the comfort of having an electronic device on hand at all times overrides the need to, remain alive. A Londoner learned the error of this mindset in 2017 when he tried charging his phone while in the bath. As he relaxed in the tub, he balanced an extension cord on his chest, keeping it out of the water. What happened next is unclear, but the situation isn't too hard to fathom. Whether he slipped or whether he absentmindedly dunked his phone in the water, he was killed by the ensuing shock.
Holy crap. I mean, that is just a sad way to die. Charging your phone and then you got electric. You know, back in 50 years ago, there was electric execution. So they are very, very painful. And he just basically created his own death punishment by just dropping his phone on the bathtub while charging. Bro, that's why I never use a bathtub. I don't even have a bathtub in my house, okay?
Fussy eater. Everybody loves the hearty goodness of a home-cooked meal, assuming at least one person in the house can cook. But renowned mathematician Kurt Gödel took his love of his wife's home cooking to ridiculous levels. Despite, or perhaps because of, his brilliance as a mathematician, Gödel was an extremely paranoid man. His paranoia grew to the point where in his later years he refused to eat anything that hadn't first been tasted or prepared by his wife. Believing himself to be at the center of a poisoning plot, when his wife was hospitalized for 6 weeks in 1977 and hence was unable to cook for her husband, Gödel stopped eating. By the end of January 1978, he had died of malnutrition, weighing only 65 pounds when he died. In the end, through his desperation to avoid being murdered, he was the one responsible for his own death. It really goes to show, if you want something done right, do it yourself.
So okay, I'm gonna put you guys in the same scenario as him, okay? You only eat your wife's food, but she's in the hospital, so you have to go out and eat. If you could go out and eat any restaurant, go out and eat one restaurant for the rest of your life, which restaurant would it be? I'll pick Subway. You know, Subway is very, very healthy. So I think that is the only one for me. I don't like cheeseburgers like McDonald's or Burger King. It's very unhealthy. Or maybe Chick-fil-A. Now they are super unhealthy too. But I go with Subway. Be sure to leave in the comment section below which restaurant would you eat if you could eat one restaurant for the rest of your life.
Hungry for more? While some dumb deaths are caused by no eating at all, occasionally someone will kick the bucket because of the total opposite. In this case, the bucket was filled to the brim with sticky, delicious sweet rolls. Adolf Frederick, King of Sweden from 1751 to 1771, wasn't a particularly good king. He was regarded as lacking the aptitude, fortitude, and integrity necessary for successful kingship. But what he lacked as a king, he made up for with his appetite. He was a lover of food with a sweet tooth, and it could never be said that his eyes were bigger than his belly. But while the amount of food he consumed on his last meal in February 1771 did exceed the limitations of his large belly, he finished it nonetheless. After a heaping feast of seafood, sauerkraut, and champagne, he moved on to dessert. This consisted of no less than 14 Swedish sweet rolls, all dipped in hot milk flavored with cinnamon and raisins. While he was reportedly stockpiling for the Christian tradition of Lent, he clearly overshot his mark as his digestive system completely shut down and he died. Just goes to show, death by cake isn't as sweet as it sounds.
Dang.
A cut above the vest. Nobody wants to be conned when making a purchase. Indeed, being sold a stab-proof vest that offers the protection of a wet noodle is hardly an ideal scenario. But it should go without saying that testing the stabability of such vests should be done with at least one qualifying factor: taking the vest off first. Unfortunately, that first rule of Stab Club whistled in one ear, through the empty skull cavity, and out the other ear of one Englishman in 2018. Mistakenly believing his jacket was stab-proof, the man took a knife and plunged it into his jacket while at the kitchen table. It turned out the jacket wasn't stab-proof, and funnily enough, neither was he. Before I get to the dumbest death magnets of the bunch, let's take a look at some contenders who somehow managed to avoid qualifying.
Wow, wait, let's go back. So he just basically thought it was stab-proof, but it's not? Oh, it must be a very painful death. I mean, your best friend just killed you for no apparent reason.
Darwin Award by surviving their stupidity. This electrician clearly trained with the best, because after all, there's no better insulator than a nice cool puddle of muddy water.
Oh, holy crap.
Another top-of-the-class graduate of the Elite Electricians Academy is this fellow, who's also in on the secret that water and electricity are actually a great mix. But the rubber industry doesn't want you to know that. For any Darwin Award nominees watching, that was a joke. Anyway, this next close contender seems to be pulling a prank with a fuel-depleted chainsaw held alarmingly close to his nether region. But the risk-to-reward ratio of this particular prank earns this guy a firm position in the At-Risk Darwin Award Survivors Club. That's just no place for a chainsaw.
That would be so painful.
The final at-risk survivor is this fellow who let rage overcome any shred of rational thought. While his friend drives, he takes the noble position of car puncher, hanging out of the car window and attacking the car walls of another vehicle with his bare hands.
They are playing Mario Kart or something, okay? Don't be surprised that guy threw a banana in front of your car, okay? So it's pretty interesting. I can't believe I actually seen this.
Like the genius he so clearly is. As his car swerves, he accidentally opens his door and tumbles gracefully onto the highway. Hey, at least he stuck the landing. Though if this is his reaction to a bit of road rage, I feel like his Darwin Award isn't too far away over the horizon. A bridge too far. Video games, movies, and TV shows have led us all to believe that clearing a rising drawbridge in a car is a viable feat. It isn't. But that realization never occurred to a couple of wannabe Texan stuntmen who put their inflated senses of their own abilities to the test in May 2019. Witnesses reported seeing a car's passenger lift the barrier of the Black Bayou Drawbridge in Louisiana before the car sped off up the rising ramp. Now, admittedly, some people do occasionally survive these jumps, like this distracted driver who didn't even realize the bridge had begun to rise before cruising over the top to the other side. But these people are the minority and should be taken as representative of the majority. Because the majority, like our Texan friends, follow a learning curve that's steeper than the downward path of their car. However, any learning was short-lived in this case, as the Texan pair were trapped in their car after it failed to make the jump to the other side. They sank and soon drowned. Put simply, they were neither fast nor furious.
Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Let's read some comments real quick. A wise anime character once said, people die when they are killed. So funny, that was pretty good quote, okay? Sometimes it really seems the world is getting dumber. Me, yep, I agree. Yes. Yeah, I definitely agree after finishing watching this video, okay? Dying of old age is basically dying of it not dying. Guy here actually did start a chainsaw that way. He lived but lost his junk. Oh man, I bet it's like the most painful day he ever had to experience, you know. Yeah guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and my social media link is in the description below. And yeah, my name is Kelvin and I'll see you guys next video.